Despite being, I think, a very good Halo multiplayer experience after 2 subpar ones, fans are really angry at Halo Infinite. I'll give you guys all the lowdown on the controversy today and also give my opinion. However, before we get into today's video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we are going to be covering a ton of Halo Infinite content now that the multiplayer drops. Everything from new things added in the Battle Pass and the live service to eventual playthroughs of the campaign the night that launches. We've also been streaming a ton of ranked competitive play almost every night, so if you're subscribed already, also consider turning the notifications on or joining the Discord, link down in the description. So despite the fact that Halo Infinite's core gameplay is generally seen as being pretty good, if not excellent, certainly the best of 343's attempts, fans are giving 343 a ton of flack for the game's monetization, the Battle Pass, and the lack of customization. We're going to talk about that today. A lot of this has been coming to a head specifically today and yesterday because fans have been bringing up old pieces of marketing that came out before the game's release, including this short video, which I'll play now.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. We're coming at this from a player-first mentality. All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game.
We're promised a lot from 343 there, specifically that there will be avenues of customization for non-paying players, that Halo Infinite will offer the most customization of any Halo game, and that there will be clarity between where content comes from, and that you won't be able to purchase things that can otherwise be earned in the Battle Pass. Now that last bit is definitely true. It is very clear what content can be earned in the Battle Pass and what you need to buy from the store. All of the good content so far, or at least the really good skins, can only be purchased in the store, and for prices that are, in my opinion, a little ludicrous. This is an aside, but I purchased some of the HCS skins. They cost $15 Canadian, and I didn't realize that when you buy the skin, you can't alter any aspect of the kit. You can't change even the visor color. And just generally, the customization feels really locked down. Before launch, I don't think people quite understood how armor cores worked. If you want to get a gold visor, well, you have to unlock it for each separate Spartan, and that does feel a little bit nonsensical. But to me, the far bigger issue is just how little content is actually available for customization. They said that this would be the most diverse customization that Halo Infinite would offer at launch, and that players would have unparalleled choice. That simply is just not true, at least if the content we're receiving in the beta is representative of Season 1, which it does seem to be. As a great example, this one skin, the Scorpion Punch with the black suit and the red arm, that's pretty much been the darling for Halo Infinite's marketing. But it's not even available in the game. It's not in the Battle Pass at all. It's not something that you start the game unlocked with, so does that mean it's going to be in the store? Who knows? But the fact that this piece of armor, which 343 knows is so cool because it's been pretty much every promotional image, is not available is, you know, pretty telling. The Battle Pass rewards just generally don't feel great either. One thing that I have a big problem with, as I mentioned, is the kits. So you can unlock all of the Halo Reach Spartans, but for a lot of them, you simply unlock the kit. So if you get Carter's unlock, you can't change the armor coating on his armor. That's not an unprecedented level of customization. And by the way, this is within the premium Battle Pass, and there's actually evidence from data mined files that the individual armor pieces will later be available in the store for purchase. So that just doesn't feel good. You're already paying a premium. You're buying the Battle Pass and they're further nickel and diming you and giving you a substandard armor set. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like a good introduction to Halo Infinite's monetization system. And I think another great example is armor coatings, which I briefly alluded to. Most of the armor coatings that you earn through the Reach Season Pass just aren't very good. There's several that are just the same color gray. None of them are nearly as cool as HCS's armor colors or just the premium ones that you can buy in the store. That doesn't feel good as a fan. To be honest, I was fully on board with buying every single Season Pass. even knowing that in a couple of years or even a year, I would spend more than I would have on the multiplayer already, because I feel like this is a sustainable model for long-term income and thus free content like maps in Halo Infinite. I was ready to bite the bullet and buy the battle pass, get more content, pay a little more. That's sort of the idea that I went into this process with. But to be fair, that's not what we're getting. And again, we're still talking about the premium battle pass. There's very, very little customization for free-to-play Spartans. There's almost none. You go through the battle pass and most of what you get, the vast majority in fact, is challenge swaps and XP boosts, but you're not really unlocking anything, so those themselves are kind of useless. But if you don't believe me, just scroll through the premium battle pass. There's not a whole lot there, and the last unlocks are largely visors and some different stances, just stuff that you wouldn't expect to be paying a premium for. You're not getting a good value for your money, and that's the most disappointing part. Halo Infinite has the possibility to have a really successful monetization system if they don't try to nickel and dime players. But right now, I just don't feel a whole lot of drive to spend any money in this game. The prices are also ludicrous. I mentioned already it's $15 Canadian for one of those HCS skins. You can't edit them whatsoever. Individual helmets or shoulder plates are $10 to $20. Ditto for weapon skins, and there doesn't even seem to be any way to unlock credits. So it's just overall a really shitty system. Like, there's no real way to couch this in nicer language. It's a shitty system. I want to move on a little bit though, because another one of the big fire points today has been a Halo Waypoint blog post, which has now been taken down. There's a lot in there that players are pointing to as being against the philosophy of Halo Infinite's current monetization. I'll read a few quotes that a lot of people on Reddit were really focusing on. The first is that players will still obtain tons of customization content through things like playing campaign, challenges, skills, special events, legacy rewards, the progress system, and more. Then they also said, we're trying not to build a grind machine that burns everyone out. If someone invests their time or money in the game, they should understand what they're getting, etc., etc. Now, that kind of goes to the second issue that people have a lot of problem with, and that is progression. And I'm actually going to take a somewhat controversial stance here and say that I don't think progression is as broken as a lot of people do. Most people that I've spoken to are at battle pass level like 10 to 15. I'm personally at level 20. I did have a double XP boost though. And this season is supposed to last a long time, which for me is going to be a bit of a problem. It's supposed to last until May 2022. We're 1 week in and people are 10 to 20% done the battle pass. Now, it does suck that they didn't manage to make a system that rewards players for performing well, because we're now psychologically geared towards favoring that kind of reward system. Instead, it's challenges. A lot of them, quite frankly, are BS, kill wraiths when you never see them in the game. But to me, the issue with challenges is much smaller than the monetization system of the game, which, again, just feels like it's nickel and diming you. I'm also just kind of left wondering, like, this game was meant to come out last year. What would it have looked like in that case? Like, we've got 10 maps now, 5 that are really good for arena, 1 that's not very good generally, then 3, I think, not super creative big team battle maps. Like, it just doesn't feel like a lot of content, and if it is until May 2022 when we get more, I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little concerned about the health of the game. That's true for playlists as well. We've got 2 playlists right now. I would expect Halo to launch with 10, and that's speaking nothing of the fact that Forge mode is already being pushed back to late next year. I'm just kind of left wondering what's going on. Now, thank goodness, this is the good thing, thank goodness the game itself, the fundamentals of the game are phenomenal. The maps that do exist in the game are also really, really well done. They work super well from a competitive standpoint, but I don't know, there's some really questionable decisions here. I don't feel good about the amount of content in the game and the fact that we are being nickel and dimed. But I think I've rambled long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the content and the gameplay footage that we included in this video. Again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and I'll see you next time.